Hi everyone, this is John of Bush Pilot Marketing, and we have Carlos Cymerman of We Travel for Good. He's here to talk about how he got started with basically helping people fund their passions for travel and to help others. So I guess Carlos, maybe you can just start by talking a little bit about your entrepreneur journey, how you ended up doing what you do, and what was like the inspiration of this.
I think my inspiration was I've been very fortunate. I've had a very successful recruiting agency, and it afforded me opportunities to see the world. Pretty much, I've gotten to virtually, I think like 5 or 6 Olympics, and I've seen pretty much every country in Europe multiple times, and then I started to wonder what I was going to do with my recruiting agency as I move forward and I get older, and find my purpose. And I wanted to do something dynamic with it, and I'm really passionate about travel. And having spoken to many people, the two things that most people say they don't have is time and money. And and then after I actually people ask people, what are the reasons going to travel? They say time or money. I said, well, what would happen if you got your travel rewarded or awarded? And it's really interesting. People actually say, I'd actually make time for it. So then I start to think about, well, maybe there's a way that I can figure out a way that I can use my company collaboratively to help others travel. And that's pretty much how it became. And I came up with We Travel for Good as a solution. And I've taken pretty much my referral program that I've always had. I've gotten really good candidates referred. Instead of giving people money or me the business.
Oh, it's like it's kind of frozen a little bit. Okay, I think it might be the feed right now that it's kind of cutting out. I'll just kind of keep this connection going. Hopefully, we won't lose you completely, Carlos. Yeah, Carlos, if you can hear me right now, I guess you're kind of frozen. I'm guessing it's because of the internet connection. I'm not sure which end. I think it seems to be mine seems to be working okay. So it might be yours that the somehow it's kind of getting hung up and stuff. So if you do end up dropping, no worries. Right now I'm just gonna keep this connection going and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, I saw your text right now. But right now, like your picture is frozen for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. You could try turning off the camera up top and everything. It might be just kind of like for the connection that you have right now for some reason may not be kind of working, because of just the bandwidth and everything. So if try turning off the camera up top, it's the slash going through the camera symbol, of course. Oh, looks like we lost you completely. So we'll see if we need to kind of yeah. Okay. So if anybody's watching right now, we're having a bit of difficulty with the just the connection with Carlos right now. Yeah, I was trying to sort things out, folks. Not sure what's going on. Seems like I'm still able to chat with Carlos, but for some reason we're not able to get his video feed right now. So we're gonna try to sort this out. Hopefully, we'll get things going again within the next few minutes.
John, you see me?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you did, but you're coming in again, so
Okay.
that's great.
Okay, sounds good.
Alrighty. So yeah, I guess we got cut off a little bit, but yeah. So definitely appreciate you kind of sharing that. Basically how you've started helping others and to with their travel and stuff like that. Can you share maybe like also like what was like your biggest challenge with getting started? What was the defining moment that kind of really made you realize that like this was bigger than just simply yourself in your journey?
I actually, so what I did is I actually called a friend of mine, and I actually, it's interesting because everybody that I place, I eventually become friends with them. I either get them jobs or they end up being my clients. I called a friend of mine named Mark, and I said, Mark, I have a new referral reward program that will benefit your life. Is there
Oh, sorry, Carlos. Looks like it's frozen again for some reason. I'm wondering if there's some way to adjust, maybe some way we can adjust the bandwidth. Okay, I'm limiting the bandwidth to um, medium, so it was on HD for me, so maybe that's part of it. So up top, if you can still hear me, Carlos, try up top where there's the bandwidth bar, moving it down to medium rather than the high definition. So that might help a little bit. Yep, looks like a blackout there. Um, so hopefully, Carlos, you'll be. Oh, we just lost you completely. Yeah, folks, we're having a little bit of the technical difficulty. with Carlos's connection. I know that he's directly connected, but for some reason we keep losing him. Uh, I've adjusted my bandwidth to medium instead of HD, so hopefully that'll, will what we'll kind of lose in picture. Hopefully we'll have better connection and stuff. Excuse me, I have a bit of allergies right now, so I'm gonna be sniffling a bit. Yeah, hopefully we're kind of making some adjustments now, so maybe we can get a better connection. So thanks for your patience. If you're watching this live, um, I know that definitely it's kind of sometimes these challenges do come up. I've used Google Hangouts for some time, and you just never know. Like sometimes you have just simple, clean connections. Other times, different hiccups do come up. Um, Usually, certain peak times are. Oh, there we go. There's Carlos again. Hey, Carlos.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, great. I just changed it, so I think we should.
Okay. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that the connection will stay up this time.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
you just never know with this stuff. It's it's the whole technology thing, as you know. And anyways, yeah. So yeah, I definitely want to get down to really how you were saying how this friend basically you were talking to him and helping him and stuff. So what really like kind of made you realize that there was a bigger purpose and mission for you than simply, you know, than the simply what you kind of originally even thought you had and stuff.
Well, I think that here's the values that we are socially connected, and we just don't know who we know because regular folks, you never think, as a regular person, you never think of your contacts as somebody that you can actually make money with. But if you're, for example, on LinkedIn and you have 500 contacts, within the 500 contacts, you know people who are either looking for work or looking to hire. I'm just going to be using my skills as a recruiter and using my company Recruiting for Good by allowing people to use their social contacts and friends and family by making referrals, and I'll generate money for them through recruiting placements, and allowing them then to fund travel destinations that really will change their lives. And that's my belief is that regardless of whether you go to Thailand and lay down on the beach or you go to volunteer, in Africa and save animals, it doesn't really matter as long as you get out of your comfort zone and you're actually having an experience that will transform your life. And whatever experiences you have then are created as memories. And all my destinations, by the way, on We Travel for Good, are shared experiences. There's no individual travel. There's all shared experiences. The person who actually participates can invite one person. And for families, I actually created so it's for 4 people. So it's I've figured different destinations for families that, like Disney cruises and stuff like that. To Alaska, it'd be really dynamic for a family of 4 to be able to experience that. And that's the empowerment is the value of changing the way that we think about our social connections and the ability to make a difference in other people's lives. And we all have friends that, always talk, oh, if I only had more money, I would go to Paris, or if I only had more money, I'd go to that particular place. And now, instead of talking about it, the person who's socially conscious and is aware of how the community can make a dynamic difference in their lives, and that's the power of what I'm creating. And I'm really creating it more intentional. As I think one of the lessons I learned originally is I really wanted to create it as a solution for the entire community. The truth of it is best said that we are most capable of serving a community if it's small and more personal. And that's always been my cup of tea. Has always have had personal relationships with people, because you never know where a conversation might take you, and I don't want to ever be the guy who's got a timer and I say, sorry, I got to get to my next call, especially when you're deep in the thick of conversations. And it's pretty amazing some of the conversations I've had with people where within 10 minutes we're dealing with real life experiences that people really don't share with anybody else, and somehow they feel comfortable enough to share with me. Now I'm having conversations about travel and the possibility of changing their life to that. That's really exciting for me.
Absolutely. I mean, I've definitely have seen for myself, how travel, it's more than simply going somewhere and having these kind of cool experiences and stuff. Different times, it really is about, for me, connecting with other people. I mean, like it's sometimes it's interesting how, even though you're kind of experiencing things that are different and stuff, but it's a reflection, or it kind of shows you so much of how, like, people are people wherever you go and stuff like that, and they have the same different problems, and they're different, but then they're the same at the same time and stuff. And I think there's something about when you're outside your comfort zone that people are more vulnerable and they're more willing to kind of share um, things and stuff. And so, what would you say is like kind of some ways that like you've kind of personally experienced how travel has kind of changed your life, and certainly just simply how you've kind of it's led you to create a business out of it. But then, can you give like some specific kind of travel experiences you've had? Well, Carlos, looks like for some reason we've kind of lost you again, unfortunately. Hello? Oh, yeah, Carlos, sorry. Looks like we kind of lost you. Trying to keep things going as best we can, but we keep getting cut off. Meanwhile, to be honest, I'm kind of dealing with allergies myself. We're having just some kind of different challenges today, and I think related to that is just simply how when you're traveling, you just never know what comes up. I think that's the other part of the travel experience, is just kind of improvising and dealing with things. Oh, here he looks like Carlos is back. Hello, Carlos.
Yeah, I'm here back.
Okay, yeah, I guess it's just for some reason seem to be kind of losing you on the connection different times. But yeah, glad that you're able to kind of reconnect different times though.
Yeah.
Um, so what I was asking was actually, how have you seen travel kind of, for yourself, really been? How has that kind of changed you, and what do you feel is kind of ways that it's affected you beyond simply like just seeing somewhere cool, or doing something fun and stuff?
I actually in developing We Travel for Good, I started to think about the why am I doing it. The why is so important to what we do, everything, and it's really travel has been such a part of my life, even growing up when I was a kid, and my mom has always rewarded me and made it available for me, and I have had unbelievable experiences, and that's really why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because my mom afforded me these great experiences that made me the man I am today. I would say, my level of empathy for others has developed because of the experiences I've had with travel, and understanding others and understanding their their loss and understanding their world. Like you're absolutely right when you were talking earlier. Says when you go out in the world, you start to recognize that we're all the same, maybe differently in how we actually grow up, but we actually have shared values of how we are as human beings. And I would say that the travel that
Was there some kind of specific instance where like something that happened on your travels that really affected you personally? Nope. Uh-oh. Looks like for some reason things are frozen again.
yeah,
Carlos, oh,
yeah, I'm still here.
you're back.
Yeah.
So was there something that kind of really affected you personally, like on your travels, that like that really was his experience that was.
Well, I mean, shared experiences that I've had with people that I care about have really transformed. I mean, my last girlfriend I had, she had never been outside the United States, and I pretty much made a stand for her. And I said, hey, listen, Olympics, the years of the Olympics come around, I'm going no matter what, and I'd love for you to go there. And initially, she had a lot of angst about going and just flying for 12 hours and all these other things. But once she got there, she was so grateful. And 2 years later, even though we're not together anymore, whenever we do connect, she always says it's the best time of my life. Having said that, the fact that I was able to affect someone like that is great. And I've shared memories with some of my closest friends, and for that, I'm really grateful. I'm just, grateful for that, to afford people those opportunities to change their life through travel.
Would you say that there's something that kind of happened for somebody you worked with in terms of their travel? Like, have you had a moment or a story that like they've really shared with you how like travel has affected them in their life?
It's interesting. I think they travel more than anybody else. So I've had those conversations where people actually say, I've gone on and had these amazing experiences. I've done the safaris, and I've done the things that most people always dream about or talk about, but we've never gotten to the conversation where they themselves have had those experiences. And it's unfortunate because I can't really talk about that, but it's great to find somebody who is maybe European and they relocated to the United States, and I can actually have a conversation of what it is for them travel, because travel is kind of part of their culture. It's second nature.
I
So.
know that you've talked about working with some different folks, beyond simply like kind of the people that you kind of help recruit and stuff. And then it seems like you've kind of formed some partnerships that have allowed them to both, travel, but also to kind of help other people travel on a greater scale and stuff. Can you talk a little bit about how that kind of developed?
I'm actually really excited. I recently met actually a woman who has a organization called the Namaste Nepal. She's actually from Orange County. She's a teacher, and once a year she actually goes to Nepal with women from Orange County, and her whole purpose is to inspire the community to participate and human trafficking by investing in schools and libraries. And this is a brand new relationship I've had with her. I really asked her the question, which is really for me is what your life be like if you could do this full time, so that you don't have to be a teacher, but really run your foundation, because she started a nonprofit, run it full time, and she was so delighted to know that there's a possibility, and that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about people who want to say, you know what, travel is so rewarding in my life that I'm willing to actually create a complete either could be a business enterprise, or it could be really community travel for my community, could be family, friends, or school, or it could be an individual who has a business and they want to bring it as a reward for their community. There's a lot of ways that things can occur, and I want to create that pretty much, for anybody who's really willing to make the efforts to create a rewarding experience through travel. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm really excited about it, and I'm grateful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that what's interesting is that even though we have this technology that connects us more than ever, there's still nothing that replaces that human connection of actually meeting in person and just basically going from here to wherever and stuff. It just there's you can't you can look at pictures of different places and locations and stuff, but there's still nothing like experiencing what it's like to either be swimming in the waters or to eating the food of a place. And there's so many travel experiences that are out there. It doesn't have to be just all the way around the world different times. So I think it's like kind of a combination where sometimes there are these opportunities that are just practically on our back door, but we just don't even go just because of like you said, the concerns for dollars or the time and stuff. So I think it's great to kind of just have more of these opportunities to just go to these different places and stuff and connect with the people. And I think having a social mission like this organization you're helping, that I think that's even more important then. Are there other kind of folks that possibly that you can see where this was a way that you can kind of help them with their mission and stuff?
Listen, I'm totally. I think I've had many conversations with I think that you are involved in something with China Rot, and I'm really happy to support any transformation through travel that you're up for. It. I really want to just not make money a decision for people not to go and experience the things they want to do, experience and have the transformations. I do have. I'm totally open. I mean, I actually created in the last week and a half, I created a program to award outstanding teachers with travel. So I actually just sent a flyer to a local school and said, hey, what do you guys think about this? To speak to the principal. Because that's also honoring the people that serve us the most. We often forget about those. You can know it'll change their life.
Yeah, absolutely. I think different times it's what greater gift or prize than to just have that time for ourselves and stuff like that. So I think that's a great offer that we would be able to present and stuff like that. For me personally, yeah, I'll be honest. In the what's called for purposes of full disclosure and stuff like that, I definitely have talked to Carlos about working with gentlemen Chinrat and talking about other ways we can kind of connect people with travel opportunities, and so I am definitely interested in exploring those further. At the moment, I'm working on other projects and stuff that are taking priority, but definitely we'll see about exploring those. I think the other thing I want to kind of talk about a little bit is so you mentioned something about a travel show that's coming up, and so you'll be basically there to talk to some folks about how you can work with some different partners.
Yeah, so I mean, every year it's really interesting. Every year, LA Times has had a travel show. This year was the first time they didn't. The only travel show that's really dynamic and large is the Adventure Travel Show in Long Beach, and it happens February 21st and 22nd. And it gives me the opportunity to talk to companies that are offering unbelievable travel destinations. And so my hope is to connect with partners and inspire them to inspire the community and say, hey, this is a new way for you to be able to afford my travel destination. Don't make, I want to be a solution provider for people who want to have these great life experiences. And there's so many great companies that are just coming out with so many dynamic like ventures and travel and just it's amazing. I'm really amazed by and inspired by what people come up with. Even I'm not crazy about cruises, but even the cruises, they themselves have started to create like cooking classes and transformational classes within the cruises, so it's not just one-dimensional. And even the river cruises, I think river cruises is like the fastest growing industry. It's amazing the experiences you can have there because it's so small and boutique-y, and I always believe that smaller is better anyway. But you know, I'm really excited about the opportunity. It's just to talk to people, and also, you know, it's not just about travel. I'm willing to help people fund their flights, and I have a program for flights. Basically, if a person participates and funds their flight, I will match the monies and donate a round-trip ticket for a kid in the community. So it's not about just individual, but actually serving a higher purpose, because kids are not, you know, they don't really qualify. They're just they're kids. We need to help them, you know, and flights and airfare is the one main reason that most kids don't travel, you know. So we're taking those issues away of funding and not making that the issue, making it something else. So I'm excited about that.
Absolutely. So can you talk a little bit more specifically then about how some of this works? What, like, for example, you know, like let's say I have my network and I'm, you know, like basically, you know, I know some different people that may be looking for work or that, you know, they're in different industries and stuff. So how would I basically connect them with you?
So I always believe in personal introductions. We are all socially connected to either people who are looking for work or companies that hire. If someone introduces me to a company and they retain me for a search, let's say, for example, they introduced me to Disney and their friend is a senior manager there. Senior manager sends me a job and I send him resumes. He hires one person for me. From that first placement, I pay for the trip for that person. So basically, that it's only one introduction, one placement, and then the person gets rewarded travel. And I have a list of about 40 destinations on the site that I have chosen, and the person can choose whichever destination they want. The process takes somewhere between 3 to 6 months for the person to get rewarded, and that's usually when most people plan out vacations anyway, 6 months out. If someone introduced me to candidates, it's the same process. They would CC me to the candidate who's looking for a job, and based on the number of referrals the person makes, I reward more things. So the first placement may be just a vacation in Vegas or a volunteer, because I believe that volunteering and making a difference is higher purpose. But going to Vegas with a friend over the weekend and sharing that experience could be fun, or you can donate your travel reward so kids can fly. And then the more it's like, the more about helping people get really good jobs, because I care about the quality of the work that I do for clients and also for the candidates. I care about make sure the candidates get the best possible job in the market, and they're happy with where they get the job, so that they're not looking for a job 3 months down the road. They're looking for a job maybe a year or 2 years out. And I'm being very blessed. I have repeat candidates who have year after year come back to me. I mean, we'll have one or two, actually have 2 or 3 people I've actually in the last 14 years I've placed them 4 times. You know, it's great. I love it. I love it.
Nice.
So yeah.
So what's the best way for folks to get a hold of you? Is there a website or
Yeah.
what's
So two ways, the easiest ways to reach me is really check out recruitingforgood.com. On the homepage, I have a video that kind of explains the reward referral program. I believe in that. Life experiences change people's lives, and travel could be travel to even it could be to sporting events. If someone chooses to go to Super Bowl, I would actually reward the Super Bowl. So that I'm really open to having conversations. The other way that someone can actually really get in touch with me is through email at carlos@recruitingforgood.com or carlos@wetravelforgood.com. And if you do live in LA, and actually Santa Barbara to San Diego, I'm more than happy to actually meet people in person, because I really believe take people out to lunch, getting to know the individual, and then finding out what is it that they want to accomplish through travel, or do they want to gift, or how can we best serve the individual so that they really feel like they're a client. I want to treat everybody like a client, whether you're a candidate or someone that participates, or or a client that actually hires me for searches. Everybody for me is clients.
Carlos, thanks so much for your time. Before we go off, I just want to mention that I'll be putting some of this information down in the show notes, and we'll stay on the line, you and I, to just chat a little bit more about some of these details. But just wanted to again thank you so much for your time. For anybody who's watching this, either live or the recording. So thanks so much again. Do you have any other last words that you want to send folks about how they can help others to travel?
Well, I think that one of the things that's really important for any entrepreneur is to really follow their heart and to make it personal. And it really has to be something that you're passionate about. The biggest lesson I learned is make it about the things that you care about most. And then when you do that, regardless of if it works or it doesn't work, just keep on it all the time and continue to honor yourself. And know that if you're serving yourself, you're using your talent for good, and you're serving the greater good, which is solving a problem in the world. However the world looks like, it could be a community of 100, because that's what I want to. Just 100 people every single year I'd love to reward travel to. It doesn't really matter. It's how you come to those people and how they see you, and it's really about changing their life. And I want to just say, John, I really appreciate you changing my life, providing a platform like this, even though I'm not very tech savvy, as you can see. Just give me the opportunity to actually connect to people and maybe inspire them. And I'm totally also open to having conversations with people who are starting out their process of finding their purpose through work, or finding their entrepreneurial spirit, and trying to see how they can get to where they want to be. I'm there for that too.
Thanks so much for that. I definitely will kind of mention briefly that, yeah, Carlos has been very generous, not only with myself, but I know that Chin spoke highly about his mentorship and stuff. So, again, we'll have more details in the show notes. But thanks for anybody who's watching. I'm going to go ahead and stop the broadcast at this time, and then Carlos and I will be chatting briefly about some of the details. Thanks so much, everyone.